In this episode, we are going to document an enchanting abandoned castle that was constructed in the latter part of the 1700s for a noble French family. Over the last 250 years, until this very day, the castle remains in the possession of the family who ordered its construction. They lived in this place for almost 200 years, but in the 1970s, they seemingly lost their interest and left the castle behind without grief. Inside of the castle, everything remains frozen like it was left behind yesterday. Priceless antiques, invaluable artworks, and countless memories are locked behind closed doors. Let us take you today on a journey down a memory lane, because we will reopen the lost castle and rummage together through its forgotten remains.
What a crazy sight, everybody. I'm standing here in an abandoned castle and it has been completely taken over by nature, as you can see. Vines are growing everywhere and it's truly a sight out of a movie. And I always believe this is how planet Earth will look like when humans are extinct and when nature is going to take back over. I welcome you all back to the Bros of DK. I'm Leslie. Today behind the camera is Jeroen. He's filming for me. Thank you very much. His link to Instagram will be in the description. And we will be documenting a forgotten, abandoned, noble castle from the 1800s. This place is truly insane. But first, these were the gardens of the castle. Is this possible to go outside a little bit? I want to show you a glimpse of the castle, how it looks like now. But you can almost not see it because everywhere trees are growing. I'm walking here with my traditional attire through the nature. I don't think that's smart. Can you manage? Come, you can come. Okay. Yes. I just want to give the people a glimpse from the left side of the castle here. Look at this. You don't see it anymore. It's just completely covered with ivy. It has been abandoned for 45 years right now. Truly left behind. Okay, let's go inside and let me show you what's left behind in there. It was not smart to go through that forest with these special made clothes. Now they are completely dirty, but yeah. I'm gonna put them in the washing machine when I get home. Something that the people that once lived here didn't have, but they had servants to help them out. Okay, the first thing we see when we enter into this place, right here in front of us, was the library of the chateau. The place where the knowledge of the people was stored. A very fascinating room of this grand castle. Library racks, thousands and thousands of books stored on these bookshelves. The first thing I notice over here is a French Latin dictionary, a Greek French dictionary, and literally hundreds of books left behind. Code lectoral we have here in front of us. I'm not that good in French. My French knowledge is not excellent, so I can't translate any of these books for you, but we can just look at them and appreciate them in their full glory. There's some horse riding equipment left in this cabinet over here. These people were a big fan of horse riding. When the castle was still in operation, around the fields of it, there would be numerous horses. I've seen pictures of that upstairs that I'm going to show you later on in the video. Wow, this is even not written in French. Beautiful. We have this nice box over here. Let's open it up. Let's see what's inside. It's sort of a suitcase. Oh, this would be to store something. Probably something valuable, because we have this upholstery in there. Wow. And then some magazines and other stuff down here. But what I like the most about these bookshelves is that's up there are busts and statues displayed on top of them. And on the ceiling we have this red and blue contrast of painting all throughout it. Those are some amazing touches to this castle. They had this grand table here in the middle of the room where they probably sit at, and I would read the books, take in the knowledge. There are some handwritten notes from 1863 here. That is what the date says. 1780. I've come to the library in search for a book to translate. I'm not sure what that last word is, but wonderful to read this. Somebody 150 years ago would have written that letter. You wouldn't have a look over here, down here. We have these books that are completely deteriorating. They're totally falling apart. I have to be very careful with them. Look at this. Oh my God. This is years and years of deterioration. All the pages are stuck to each other. Chronologie, it says in the front. Economics, French economics from 1885. That's very interesting. I'm a big fan of economics. It's also been part of my study. This is just an explanation of different kinds of economics throughout the French landscape back in 1885. Wow. Let's place this back nicely. Up there we have some more statues, this time of men. We have a priest up there with a nice coat and another buste as well, right on top of the bookshelf. And then we have this room. I suppose this used to be a dining room back in the day, but now it has been, a lot of modern stuff has been placed in here. But the first thing that I notice is this small collection of different types of insects. Beetles, moths, butterflies. You have some bees here in the corner, some wasps. You can see his angle. Wow. The beak. Here we have a walking plant, walking stick. They probably collected them in the forest around the castle. There's also still some plants left behind. Wow. I love the style of this room as well. Again, first with the ceiling, red and blue. The wallpaper in here is also very special. We have this lion imprint, blue accents. Over here, we have a man sitting at the desk, probably one of the former owners of this place. It's a very cool chandelier. Oh, it's completely made out of one piece. Look at that, it's attached to the ceiling and just one big steel bar runs down here. It connects to the ceiling, to the chandelier. I suppose there would be a table underneath here back in the day. Wow. And then we have this painting table with very modern stuff here. These were the last items that were used in this place 45 years ago when it got abandoned. Lots of maps. Ooh. A gong. Wow, I have to look closer at this piece. Let me try to show you what it looks like. Can we take it out? I can turn it around, I think. Let's take it out. A grand gong that still functions. Namaste. I love this one. That's the sad thing about exploring. You can never take anything home. I would love to have something like this in my house. Okay, let's go further through the place. Let's see what more we can find. Oh, I have to also point out this wonderful fireplace with the mirror above it. But the first thing what catches your eye is when you look straight at this African man in front of us with this coat on. Wow, he has this serious expression on his face, looking into the distance, probably a leader of a clan or something like that. Fascinating bust, fascinating statue. It's made of plaster, I can feel. Wow. And right underneath it, we have this fireplace. A wood fireplace. The tools are still left here, and the last ashes are still left behind. This is a little compartment to heat something, sort of an oven, but not really. You could also, of course, place your kettle on top. Okay, I can't seem to close it anymore. Whoa, oh, that was harsh. Beautiful. Also point out the woodwork that's all around this library. And when you were taking out a book of the library, you could pull out this little attachment, this little table, place your book here, read to it, see what kind of knowledge you need to take from it. Then when you're done, you can just retract it, if I can manage. These things are so old. You have to be a bit careful with them. And also a bit rough to get them back in. Okay. Thank you, Jeroen. You need to place pressure at both sides to get it in nicely. One more bookshelf to this side with numerous more books left in there. Deux mondes, two worlds. XVIII. Wow. I believe that's the 1700s. It's a book about the two worlds. Beautiful. We have a nice doorway in front of us, and let's go through it and check out the room that's behind it right now. Oh. You can hear the clinging of my shoes on this floor. And when the people used to live in this place, they all dressed like me right now. And they all would have these shoes on. Can you imagine when probably a few to 5 to 10 people would be walking around the house with these shoes on? It must have been like a real orchestra going through the entire castle. A very ordinary lamp hanging here from the ceiling, but the contrast between the lamp and the crown molding up there is just a world apart. We have these three angels holding the lamp, but I suppose that there used to be a chandelier hanging here. A grand chandelier. Just imagine. Wow. Right behind you, we have a Singer sewing machine. A very common sewing machine to find in abandoned places. It does not function anymore. You would go like this on the pedal, back and forth, and then you would spin the wheel up here. But that does not function anymore. Wow. Here we have an organ. Different levers. Good play. And then of course, the grand fireplace of the room. A marble, Italian marble, probably fireplace. As the most common marble used throughout these castles. Intrigued design. This might have been the crest of the family that's worked into here. But a wonderful, beautifully designed fireplace. And also an eagle statue on top of here. Wow. And that's the fireplace itself. Look at this, Ewan. A piece of the crown molding up there has just let loose and has fallen on the ground. That gives us an opportunity to look closer at the crown molding itself. It's all plaster. It's totally falling apart, as you can see. But look how beautifully it's made. Just a piece of art. Wow. And even the walls. There's 3D relief worked into the wallpaper. That's something else. That's truly something else. It won't take long for these other pieces to fall out. I can see that this one above us here is already letting loose. The other ones will follow soon. What a scent. Really, what a scent. Come everyone, let's look over here. Get another glimpse outside into the lush garden that has been taking over this castle. Before I go through this doorway, I want to tell you something about it. Look at the height of it. Whenever you go to an 18th or 19th century French house, you see that the doorways are sometimes even lower than your height. But in these abandoned castles from that time period, they are sometimes even double your height. The higher the doorways, the richer the people were. That's just a sign of prestige. Showing off, I would say. Welcome inside of another room. The first thing I look at when I go into this room is the ceiling. A beautiful orange ceiling. And you can definitely notice that we are getting further and further to the southern part of France and going towards Italy, because there they think about ceilings more and more. Another thing that I want to point out in this room is the glasswork in the windows. Beautiful tinted glass with different colors. You can see already the ivy is growing behind it. It's knocking on the glass. It's wanting to come inside. And it will. Maybe in a few years, maybe in a decade from now. A grand fireplace in this room as well. It's even bigger than the other one. I love it. Just a beautiful piece. Rusted inside from the years of making fire in here. There's a little note on the key of the doorway. It says salle à manger. This is the room for salle à manger. This is the storage room for food. It says on here, storage room for food. And that's true. This is the storage room for all the food in the household. as you can see, the big cabinets where everything was stored. Plates to put sweets and other stuff on the table. They would be completely filled with nice streets back then. Some kettles, some other things are all in here. There's some sort of a doorway here. I can't seem to get it open, but I want to look on the other side. These ones are not really interesting. There's just some plates, some nice china in here, some plates. Okay, let's go look on the other side, because now it gets me excited. Okay, this is the stairway that goes to the basement. I think the other side is here. Oh yes. Look at that. You can look straight into the castle from here, and it was just to pass things through. That's a nice detail. We're coming here into some sort of a preparation kitchen. We have some bottles where wine would be stored here, and yeah, just some sinks to wash dishes after the dinner was prepared. Still some plates left behind. I always test if the water still works, but I would suppose it didn't work anymore in this place. Okay, let's go into the basement of this place. I also really enjoy basements of these abandoned castles. They hold so much history from when the time that these people still lived in here. It's a very big basement. Oh my God. What do we have here in front of us? Transportation wagons, but I think this would be some sort of a stroller. I think this would be a children's stroller. Yeah. Wow. What a beautiful piece. Completely upholstered, so the child would be in here. Small child, probably not a baby. And you could just walk with it around the fields, take it around town. And we have another one over here. And I think this one would be for 2 children even. These are truly antique. The veins are just growing through them. Never seen something like this before. These are the things you can find in basements. And here was the resupply route of the castle. So they would open up these gates and people could push stuff into the castle and resupply the castle. Because a lot of people used to live in here. Servants, and then the family itself, and friends and family came over a lot. So sometimes maybe even 20 to 30 people would be in a castle like this at one time. So they needed a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and that's why they would resupply it over there. It would be way easier. We have one last room before we go further through the main part of the castle. Oh, this is really cool. Can you turn off the light? You see this on camera? Not that good. A little bit. Yeah, there's the beam from the chimney is coming inside, and that's how you can see the light coming from the top of the castle all the way in here. Okay, you can turn it back on again. It's just a really cool touch. The chimney is completely open, and when it rained, it also would rain in here. Wow. This is the kitchen where we are standing in right now. Sort of a kitchen, yeah. And here is the grand fireplace, where the servants of the household would cook all the food on. There are some really cool tools left behind in here. Everything is rusting away. I think this would be a holder for some sort of a kettle. Then we have a little barbecue here. All the tools for the fireplace are also still over there. Wonderful. I also love the grand design of this thing. sitting bench over there. And there would be the cooking stove and stuff like that. Arthur Martin. This is a very newer one I must say. And the built-in cabinets for all the storage, all the ordinary plates, things like that. Right in front of us here is the hallway. But first I want to point out something else. We have these hands here on the wall. This is definitely not vandalism. There is no single sign of vandalism in this place. So these would be the children's hands that they would have painted in this castle. All the children's hands are painted here. That's lovely. Let's first go into this room before we go to the main hallway. You can immediately see this beautiful bicycle here. But right behind it, there's something very special. This is a wall of tile, completely handmade and painted, as you can see. And they completely covered it up with tape to protect it. This is worth a lot of money, and it's just left in this place. Lots of bicycles in this room as well. Very tiny bicycles, actually. Look at this bicycle. I'm just gonna, for reference, I'm just gonna hop over and sit on it. Does that look funny? Oh, we Dutchies, we bike a lot, and I can definitely tell you this is a very small bicycle. I think we're standing in some sort of a dining room, Jeroen. A very small dining room, maybe just a breakfast room. Grand chandelier here in the middle of the room. Wonderful. And then from this room, we walk straight into one of the most beautiful rooms of this entire castle. And that's the hallway. Wow. First off, have a look at the grand stairway that we have here in front of us. I'm just gonna take a little stroll up it so you can see how big it is. There's ironwork everywhere, every single detail they thought about. And if you have a look over here, you can see how big it is. Up to the ceiling. Wow. Yeah, they would come down in the morning and they would start their days in the castle. They would come over to the table here, watch the time. I think it's 7 in the evening. Wow. And right above it, they would be greeted by this lawyer. I think it's a lawyer. And just a wonderful painting right above there. Wow. Everything in here, so meticulously designed. Beautiful. And then from here we walk into another section of the hallway. The main entrance door is right in front of us here. Here the guests would be welcomed into the castle. But now, when we go over to the door and look outside, the only thing we can see is jungle. Just jungle. Nothing is left of it anymore. Here the guests would come in, take off their coat, hang it up here. Probably have a seat here. Be offered a coffee. And just sit here in the hallway. Wow. Some nice paintings above there. Wow. On this side as well. He's a writer, a French writer. I don't know his name, unfortunately. And then we have also a bookshelf here in the hallway. Magazine Pittoresque, a beautiful magazine, it says it on the side of it. So this used to be a magazine from 1848. Paris, made in Paris. Just an ordinary French magazine. They have a prison device here in the book. Wow. Yeah, the rich people could order this and then they could just read through the magazine. like this. Wonderful. They all have these different editions. Probably every single year they would come out with a new magazine. Okay, we saw the whole downstairs right now, and now it's time to wander up this stairway and go to that top floor and see what's left behind over there. I will now take over the filming from Jeroen so that he can focus more on making pictures in this place. And we are now going to go through the most private part of this castle, the upper floors. And the first thing we see in front of us here is that magnificent stairway going to the top floor. Wow, even over here it looks spectacular. And on the walls of it we have numerous paintings and pictures and drawings of the former times, of the Victorian and vintage times that played in this castle. Wow. These were the people that lived here. We have a little town depicted here as well. And let's go through here. Let's see what's left behind on this upper floor. First thing I notice is again an enormous built-in closet that functions as a library, as a bookshelf, with hundreds of books still left behind in there. The book that piques my interest is this one here in the middle. Oh yes, this is a French novel, Guignol, illustrations, it says on there. Let's see what we have in here. Oh yes, wow. Wonderful illustrations in the book. Beautiful. Let's place this back nicely in between there. Oh, if I can manage, I'm gonna put it back later. Let me just put it up here for now. Wow. Then we can turn around. Oh, here on the wall, we have another painting of a man sitting on an upholstery chair with his legs crossed. Looks like a noble Frenchman. And that leads us into the first room of this upper floor. Let's have a look around. This looks like a children's room. We have a crib in the corner, a beautiful blue crib with nice ironwork, blue ironwork. All the blankets are still in there. Even the blankets that are in here are intriguingly designed. Beautiful illustrations on there. And this would be a rocker for a doll, actually. Wow. Oh, all the toys of the children are still in this room. Look at this miniature piano that we have over here. Then we also have this drawer, this vintage drawer left here. All miniature size for a dollhouse. And this little chest as well. Oh, there are cigarettes in there. That wouldn't be from the child. I love to see these old toys in these places. Then above here we have a painting of a lady with a child. What also piques my interest is this miniature bellow that we have here. A rock collection down there, maybe from rocks that they collected out around the grounds of the castle. And here again, the children have drawn their hands in the side of this chest. Wow. Miniature kitchen appliances, a cooking pot. I love it. And then here to the side, we have the dollhouse that used to be there. But all the furniture for this dollhouse is all vintage. As you can see, there are this bed, this heaven bed we have here in the corner. Let me just see if I can bring it in closer so you can see it better. We have this upholstery chair here. And another one right next to it. And these are the toys that the children that used to live in this place used to play with. These were royal toys, as you could call them, for royal children. Oh my God! This is an opera house, a miniature opera house. Again, intriguingly designed with all that furniture in there. And here the children would make plays in, and yeah, they had great fun with it back in the day. Wonderful. Let's go further through this door into the other room. And here we have a kinda empty bedroom. A little bit of furniture here in the corner. And this completely decayed statue standing on the floor. I love the tinted glass window that we have here in front of us. They made a butterfly on there, a bird, and other different types of things. Wow. A grand chair over here as well, a grand upholstery chair. And a big sitting and lying bench, a relaxing bench as you could call it. Let's go to the left here first. Let's see what's in this part. This room is absolutely nothing anymore. Oh, and I think we're coming into a bedroom over here. It says on the door, chambre verte. That means the green room. So let's see if it really is a green room. Oh, yes, this is definitely a green room, but it's also very special. It has this built-in bed into the wall. Wow. A child would greatly sleep in here. Maybe not a child, this is more like an adult's bedroom, I would say. Yeah. Still made bed after 45 years of abandonment. And look at the design of the blanket. Wow. Depictions of former French times. The pillows are still there at the end of the bed. Fascinating, all of this. Oh, I love this picture of the lady that's here on the wall. Wow. And then also the grand fireplace here in the bedroom. I've checked around, there are no central heating in this place. So all the time that the people lived in this place, they used the fireplaces to heat up the rooms. This was never added to the castle. A wonderful marble, white marble fireplace again. An oil lamp above there. Some books stacked on top. Histoire universelle. Again, one of those huge chairs, those huge upholstery chairs in the corner. They would mostly use it to hang up their clothes in the evening before they went to bed. I think this would be the bathroom from this bedroom over here. Yeah, it's not really a bathroom, but it's just a little vanity with some drawers, a jug of water that they could fill in here and wash their face. And even the clothes of the person that once lived in here are still to either side of it. These look like men's clothes. We have a uniform or a suit, I better call it, hanging here from the coat hanger. Then we have this vest to this side. Wonderful, just wonderful. And here again we can get a glimpse from the outside of the castle. Totally overgrown. You cannot even see the wall of the castle anymore. That's how overgrown it is. They even had this wardrobe here in the room. Let's open this up. Claude, it says on it. 208 says the other sticker. Okay, it's just the store with a bed linen inside. Oh, we have a picture down here. This is a real picture of one of the former owners. Oh, and this is definitely two people that once lived here on the windowsill of the castle. Wow, a young boy together with his mother, I presume. Or is this, no, this is an older lady. She's about the age of 30, I think. Yeah. Wow. I forgot to point out something on the bed. We have these shoes standing there right next to it. These ballerina shoes. Beautiful with heels. A chamber pot down there. And even a half-burnt candle here on the nightstand. This is how the people went around the castle. They lit up their candle and they would just walk around in the evening when it was dark outside. They would take the candle around the castle just to see something in front of their eyes. Gonna place that back nicely. Okay, we're back in the hallway. Let's go to the next room. This one here to the left, I assume. Let's open this beautiful door up. That reveals yet another heaven bed right in front of us. Wow. What a beauty. Oh my God. There's some sort of a leopard or tiger on the floor. Tiger rug. Let's look at that first. No, this is definitely a leopard. And I think, from my knowledge of animals, this might be an African leopard. And this is definitely a real one that has been made into a taxidermy rug. It's very unfortunate to see, but yeah, it's here now, so we can appreciate it a little bit, but I don't approve it at all. These are endangered animals. This one is lying here just on the floor. Oh my God, I've never seen something like this while exploring an abandoned place. Look at this bedroom, everybody. A heaven bed right in front of us. It's actually a very tiny bed. It's probably only 1.70 m or 1.80 m in length, but the people back then were way smaller than we are nowadays. So this would work for them. I love the style of the bed. I love that it's still made. Just have a look at what these people would see when they woke up in the morning. We have these switches here to turn on and off the lights of the room, and this little light above the bed. A relaxing chair here in the corner of the room. People would sit in at night, read a nice book. A wonderful painting of the lush landscapes. Okay, sorry, I just knocked over the umbrella stand. Let me place that back nicely. That sometimes happens. And yet again, we can see the overgrown outside. The tree is coming inside of the place. Here we have the umbrella stand that I just knocked over. The umbrellas are totally deteriorating inside of here. Another little cabinet. Let's see what we have in this box. Oh, it's not a box. What was this? I'm not sure. A picture of a baby at the end of it here. Let's see if we can bring it in better. That you can see it better. Wow. This one seems locked. There's nothing of interest in here. And then again in this room over here, we also have a fireplace to light it up nicely at night. It must have been a wonderful sight when that fireplace was lit and you were laying in that room with the leopard rug right in front of you there, probably sitting in that chair, enjoying your evening. These people lived in total luxury. And this was the chambre bleue, the blue room. Chambre bleue. Right next to the bedroom, they also had this storage area, probably for all their clothing. You can see a clothing rack right over here. There's also a mattress in here. Let's go back into the hallway. We have a few more rooms to cover up here, so let's go through there. Another bedroom. Okay, this is also a very nice bedroom. Not as nice as the other ones, but it has this sort of type slate bed in here. Still the mattress is on there. Let's also have a look at the mattress. These are very old school and vintage mattresses. The inside, I think it was some sort of a wool that would be in there. And again, we have some shoes on the bed, right here. Lovely. Fireplace again. The gold mirror above there. And do I see a bell over here? Yes, I do. Wow. Very grand bell. They are worth a lot of money. And they could be on a boat, or they could be in a church, or a chapel, or somewhere. Now we have a very interesting cabinet right in front of us here. Okay, a picture or a drawing of a man over here. This is a bottle for liquor. It also has wonderful design on there. Parts of an oil lamp are left here as well. And lots of books. Whoa, look at this book up here. Probably a 2,000 page book. Again, completely deteriorating. Okay, this would be a holster for a measuring device. What do we have over here? Oh my God, these are pictures. Let me try to show you those. I just did something. I made a very primitive lighting setup to show you these pictures and what the contents of them are. So let's place this down over here above the light and let me show you what's on these pictures because it's quite spectacular. Over here we can see the library in its heyday. You can see all the books here to the side. There's even some chairs right in front of there. Here we have another picture of the library. Wow, you can even see that there was a table there. Fascinating. Here we have the outside of the castle. You can see the horses here to the sides, and there's even a child playing on the field. Wow. Then the whole backyard was not overgrown. There were no trees at all. Now it's completely overgrown. Another one of the library. This is the same picture of the dining room. Here we have one of a sitting area. I don't know where the sitting area is in the castle. Interesting. Okay, let's look at another one. This is the same one of the backyard. The same one. Oh, this is another dining room. Wow. And I also found these bigger pictures. Let me show you. There's a lady that lived in this castle. Another man. These pictures are probably maybe 100 years old. We are now looking at these people from back in the time. A young boy
again the same lady. Look at her. I don't know what she's doing. She's holding something in her hand. It looks like a book or something like that. She has some sort of a crown or a hat on her head. And here we have a lady standing in the backyard with a fan in her hand, with a waver in her hand. Wow. I placed everything back nicely here in the cabinet. And let's now go further through the castle. I can't get enough of this place. I can go through here for hours and hours. We have another, over here in the middle of the hallway, we have another one of those built-in cabinets, completely filled with books. And then we have this one here to this side. There are some pots and pans stored in there. You can also see over here we have some horse riding equipment in there. Some keys to a cabinet, and this one's locked, unfortunately. Wow. Let's go in here. Oh, this is a beautiful toilet. Wow. Look at this. It's just a hole and a wooden plank with the toilet in there. And the toilet is made in Paris. Wow. You can close it up like this. I've only once before seen a toilet like this. That was another French castle. I will link it up here. That one was even more spectacular than this one. But this is also a very neat toilet. And this was the sink to wash the hands in. Intriguingly designed. Beautiful sink. No water comes out of it anymore. Okay. Let's see. There's nothing there. We have one last bedroom over here. Here all the pillows are stored in this little cabinet. I love how they made the pillows back then. Round, big pillows. Beautiful fireplace. The gold mirror above it. Oh, this is a nice painting. A writer, French writer, he is holding a pen in his hand. A stylo, like you would call it in French. Very tiny glasses, nice looking man. And a wonderful painting again. And then from the hallway you could walk over here to this part. A very blue room with a skylight above us. And here we have the bathroom of the castle. Wow. Sink to the side. Oh, I love to see this. This is a bathtub with these paws, a paw bathtub. It's completely deteriorating this room. And again, a vanity to this side. It's in the box. Pharmacy box. Pharmacy. It's a drugstore box, like you would call it in English. I'm not gonna take up this stairway because it's just too ordinary. There's a big one in the middle of the hallway. It's way nicer to walk up to the top floor, to the last floor of this castle. I love how my shoes make the sound on these wooden floors. Another bookcase, bookshelf, with hundreds of books still left in there. And that leads us to the top floor of the castle. Okay, welcome everybody to the top floor of the castle. Refermez la porte. Please close the door. And here's the lever, it says. There are numerous ways to go here. Okay. We ended up in a
very tiny bedroom. This doesn't look like a servant's bedroom. I've not seen any bedrooms that would be for servants. A world map on the wall there. Just looking. This is a carabine oil lamp. They would use it to go through mines with. It's more used for mines. It's a normal oil lamp standing here. The design of the cabinet is very nice. And this is something that they always do in castles. They have a big pile of different samples of wallpaper laying everywhere throughout the castle, because every few months or years, no, every few years, excuse me, they would remodel the walls to let the castle look like a different castle. This was something prestige, something that the rich people would do to show that they had money. And yeah, they would just look through their samples and see which one they liked for the next coming years to put onto the walls of the castle. Wallpaper is something that we don't do anymore these days. It's something obsolete. Some people still do it, but I don't know anybody in Belgium that still has wallpaper in their house. Except for my grandparents. We're coming here onto an attic space. And it's just open. I can feel the wind coming in here. That's how deteriorated the castle is. A slat from the children is down here. This is a lovely thing. This is a pooping chair here at the end. Oh wow. A bed and another few things. A suitcase with some books. Most of the rooms up here are completely overthrown. We have this triple bedroom up here. Probably for 3 children that slept up here. Because I told you in the beginning of the video, many people would be in a castle at the same time, so they needed numerous bedrooms to let them all sleep in. And we have one last part to decide. Okay. Oh, the sound that these doors make. I just actually love it. That reminds me I'm in a place like this. A very overthrown bedroom. Let's go up here to this last level. Let's see what we can find. Up there. It's the highest attic of the castle. Okay. And over here would also be some bedrooms. As you can see, they made 2 rooms up here. Let's check those out first. Something also very common when they didn't have enough bedrooms, they would make another room up here. Look at this. Wow. Capital of the cows. 40 million cows in France. 1865. That's what it reads. And another bedroom to this side. There's a creepy doll in the corner here that I have to show. Lovely. Okay. I'm not gonna go up this stairway that we see here in front of us, because it's just too dangerous. Let me show you. There are a few steps missing and it leads to the top of the castle. Oh, this is actually very tempting. But no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna leave it by this. door is very stuck. I just wanted to make this cool scene where I come inside of the room, but it didn't work out. But anyway, yes everybody, we've come again to the end of the video. Another castle documented, another one for the books. What a place, definitely my top 5 most lovely castle that I've ever filmed, especially those pictures that we found upstairs. I want to thank you all for watching this week's video. If you liked it, please like the video, write a nice comment in the comment section and subscribe to the channel if you're new here to see every single week new amazing explorations around the world. And if you want to help me out exploring these places, there's a link in the description that you can make a small donation and help me go around the world to explore these amazing places. I will see you then next week, another epic adventure, and I love you very, very, very much.